Okay, so before it gets too busy and before my daughter finds out I am filming, sorry about all this mess. It's just, that's my life right now. I am starting a new project. And I'm actually starting a couple, to be honest. It's just a lot of repetitive stuff, and I want to make sure that I vlog everything and make sure that everything is said and done before I get busy and having to just film. So this is my little intro for this. I am making a bunch of granny squares, and we're using some of the same materials that we did when I made the tote, the patchwork tote. So, hold on. I have a whole bunch of squares from the last time I did it. So it was like the blue jeans. I even have like the strips still. So I'm going, hey, stop it. Stop it. So I still have the strips. And what I'm going to do is just take these, put them to the side, but I'm going to make more squares. I already have these that I did not sew up because I had enough, but I'm going to make more squares in about this size. Did I bring it out? Oh, yep. I have this square, so I'm going to use this square. Each square, let me see. Well, each square is about 5 by 5 inches. So that's what we're going to do, is make a bunch of 5 by 5 inch squares. But I still have these. So I have a lot cut out anyway. But I'm going to do a quilted vest, quilted bucket hats, quilted... There was something else. But I'm doing a bunch of quilted stuff. So this is going to be me cutting and patchworking. And I'm going to leave a few, like I'm going to make a patchwork. I don't know what to call it. But I'm basically just making like a yard or 2 yards of just like a bigger patchwork thing, palette, blanket or whatever, but I'm not going to use it as a blanket. But I'm going to have it in big squares, and then I'm going to cut the sections. Like once you have like your strips done, you then cut the strips in half because it's easier that way. Instead of sewing a million little things, you like sew them in big squares together, and then you cut it in half, and then you like switch them around and sew them together. And then once you cut like a new line of strips or whatever, then you cut those into little bitty squares. That way you're not spending so much time working on so many little squares. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're doing bigger squares, and we're going to cut them in like 2.5 inch sections. I got this one. This is something that we used last time. That one. This one I used for scrunchies, but we're going to use this one. Smaller ones that I already have cut. Hey, can you stop? I think these honeybees will be cute for summer. Hey, can you stop? That one. A jean or denim. This one I thought would go cute with the pink and summer theme. It's dragonflies. I think the more squares are the more different like patterns and colors, like neutrals. I'm using like neutrals, pinks, and beiges. So there's this one. Yellow plaid, watermelon, hearts. They're like really tiny hearts. It was like for breast cancer, but it was like a cottagecore type look with flowers. Hey, can you stop it? Stop! This one with bows. And then this one with bows. This one, it's like a beige, pinky one that I got from like Joann. So rest in peace, Joann. That one is one of the color schemes. This one is a different one. This one I am going to make, there's like a blanket that I want to do, but there's a couple of like vests I want to make out of it too, or maybe even curtains. There's a blanket that I want to do. So depending on how many squares I have, this is like a plaid green, but I love these green neutral looks. It kind of reminds me of like the 90s. There's like these couches and stuff. Denim, because I want to make a denim vest. I want to make some shorts out of these. Maybe do a daughter and me outfit with this, but I don't think there's enough, to be honest. So I might just make shorts for me, and I'm pretty sure my daughter has enough clothes, to be honest. These two, it's just two materials. They're just folded up so tightly right now. This material with, there's like a green plaid. It was set up for, look, I don't even have to, see, all I would have to do is just cut these like this. So that's what I'm going to do with these. Since they're already one, I'm just going to go and cut other little sections. Or I could just do more strips and then cut those strips. So that would be easy too. And that's another way to do squares. This one. This is going to have, there's going to be a lot of squares with this. I think I might make this into a curtain, because there's a whole bunch in here. I'm going to see if it covers my front window. And if it does, then we're going to make this into a curtain. I'm doing a pink quilted line, I guess you could say, or a patchwork line, and then I'm doing a green patchwork line, and then I want to make these into shorts so for when I go to the beach. So it's going to be exciting, but the only thing is I have to cut a whole bunch of squares, so pray for me. And then I'm going to be working with this thread and making possibly a curtain with this thread or edges with this thread. With all that being said, we're just going to time lapse the rest. I'm just making a bunch of 5x5 squares, and I might cut some into strips instead of doing a bunch of squares. I'm just going to do a bunch of strips, sew those strips together, and then cut those up into squares and sew those. So that will be my process for right now.
Okay, so this is me present day. I actually filmed this, I want to say 2 to 3 weeks ago, maybe even a month, but present day Laura here, and I cut all the squares for the green and stuff, and I recently finished the jacket and everything else, and I'm doing bucket hats right now for my daughter, and I am running out of the pink, and so I've actually am still on the pink squares. Well, I cut all the squares in this video, but I have to cut even more squares for the pink because I ended up using a lot more than I thought. So whatever I'm cutting in this video, or I don't even mention how much I cut. I cut a lot in this video, like maybe over 100 squares per, like 100 squares for the pink and 100 squares for like the green colors. And oh my goodness, I'm still having to cut more pink because I'm still working on the pink. I haven't even gotten to any kind of curtains, or I want to do a fall vest, but I think I'm going to take my time on that vest because I like how the jacket turned out, but I kind of want to tweak the jacket a little bit and the measurements before I full on do the vest measurements. And I just recently, or I don't know if I said I made a bucket hat for my daughter, but I'm still trying to figure out the measurements to that. Mostly when I make these videos, I am doing it with y'all for the first time ever. I am winging it, putting it together and making it. I say my process and stuff, but y'all are learning it with me along the way, and I'm just sharing my experience, or like, if it really works or not, or my review on it, because sometimes I find the patterns like through Facebook, see it on Pinterest, or like Facebook has these weird patterns where it just shows you the measurements. And I drew out a measurement today and it just didn't seem right or look right. And I was kind of worried about it. And I ended up making a bucket hat way too big for my daughter. But you live and you learn. I probably should have listened to those measurements. But sometimes the measurements just doesn't add up to me. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I like just go with my own instinct or gut or whatever. But I need to stop doing that. I need to trust the process on some of these because sometimes I do not and I get worried and then I just think, oh, let me just add a few inches. Nope, don't do that. But cutting these squares was actually really satisfying. Yes, my blade needs to be either sharpened or replaced because it is wearing out. I have used that blade ever since I want to say 2022, and it's going on 20 or it is 2025, and it's so crazy. I've had most of this sewing stuff like for almost like 5 years, for as long as my daughter has been born, and it's crazy. I feel like I haven't really been doing it for that long, but I guess, time flies when you're doing something you really like. And, beginning of the year, I was like, I'm gonna like do other things. I deleted all of my skating videos, and it was kind of bittersweet because, yeah, I deleted all those videos, but the algorithm caught back on to my crafting videos and actually got even more views. So I lost some views deleting some videos, but then I gained like double the videos because YouTube is showing all of my related stuff. So that is something that I've learned this year is to keep making craft videos. I want to show y'all other hobbies, but YouTube is starting to really put me in the sewing, crochet category, and I have been getting a lot of views from rhinestoning. So I will be doing a lot of rhinestoning maybe soon, hopefully. I'm trying to. I really like rhinestoning, and my top video or some of my top videos have been the rhinestoning, but I also have a sewing video that did really good. It was my breastfeeding, or not breastfeeding, my nursing bras and how I got them to fit, and that helped a lot of y'all. So I am glad that I am gaining traction on those because at the beginning of the year I was like, I don't know, I might do other things because my crafts aren't kicking in or working or whatever. Nope, it's working. I just need to keep doing what I'm doing, let YouTube take over. I have most of my followers here on YouTube, and that's what I'm going to stick with for now. So make sure y'all stay over here, and again, I need to spend more time with y'all are the most loyal to me, and not that I don't appreciate y'all. I am like, we all love a quick result. We all like a fast result, and that's how I am. And if I don't get the result right then and there that I want, I feel like I need to move on to something else or like change it up or do something different. But sometimes I have to remember that my videos don't catch on right away, but in the long run they will catch on, and I just need to be patient with myself. Not that I'm struggling with like views and getting instant views and stuff. It's not that. It's more of I want to say exposure or getting the right people or getting to the right audience or seeing who my audience is. But I'm starting to see that now. And my audience, y'all love to craft and y'all love seeing me do my sewing projects and crochet and stuff. And that's what I'm going to stick with. A couple of things before I sign off. One, I'll be doing a quilted summer looks. I will be making dresses for my beach trip along with wearable crochet tops, which my beach trips will be in August, and I will post what I wear through that whole week. I will be having plastic surgery soon. I'm having a breast lift and a tummy tuck because I have so much extra skin. I could possibly weigh 10 pounds less with all the extra skin that I have. And I have a ton of videos that are batched, so make sure you follow because I do not plan on skipping any Saturdays the next couple of months. So I don't know, like, I've just been really good at making videos and having them to where if I run into issues with my babies, I still have videos that I can edit. And right now my babies have been angels, so I've been on it with the editing. So thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Make sure you follow, because I have a lot going on this summer and I can't wait to show y'all. And I might throw some like vlog style stuff in the middle of me creating things. So thank you for watching. Bye.